Hello and welcome to Shopify Fundamentals, my new series to teach you the essentials of Shopify. If we haven't yet met, I'm Shelly of Launch Party. I'm an e-commerce designer and I specialize in Shopify. I'm also the creator of Shop School, an online program designed to teach you how to build your own Shopify store. And on this channel, my goal is to help you build your product-based business and make more money selling online using Shopify. Now, real quick, Shopify is an online platform that allows you to build your own online store. It is designed primarily for product-based businesses, and that is definitely what it's best at. And if you have a product-based business and you want to sell online, I highly recommend using Shopify to do it. So this video will be helpful for you if you are on the fence about Shopify, or if you're not sure when to sign up, or if you've just signed up and you don't know what to do next. So if you haven't yet signed up and you want to, make sure you check out the caption in this video because there's a special offer right now with Shopify. I am a Shopify partner and Shopify affiliate, and you can get Shopify for $1 for 3 months. Usually you get a 2-week free trial with Shopify, and then you need to choose your plan if you want to continue using the platform. If you're wondering when you should sign up for Shopify, I'd say as soon as you are ready to sell your products online, then you definitely want to have your Shopify account. If you are a few months out from receiving your products or being able to sell them for any reason, then maybe hold off so that you don't pay for it before you can use it. But I will put out the idea about a pre-order for you because there's some businesses that can actually sell their products before they have their products in, and you make that very clear on your website that this is a pre-order and you won't be delivering the products yet. But keep that in mind as an option if you really want to start your online store and start selling your products, but you can't yet actually deliver them or ship them. So with that promotion for Shopify, the $1 for 3 months, that is definitely plenty of time to build your online store, load all of your products, and do everything you need to do to officially open and launch. So I just created a brand new Shopify store through my affiliate account. So we'll take a look at what you're actually going to see and what to do. Here's the brand new Shopify store, and this is the screen that you'll see when you sign up. So you are greeted with a setup guide with 8 steps that Shopify suggests to do before you launch your store. What I want to focus on for this video is step number 1, which Shopify has called Find Dropshipping Products to Sell. Now, I find that a little confusing because most people, at least most people that I work with, are not selling dropshipping products, at least primarily. They are selling products they've made or they've sourced. So if you see this, you might feel a little confused. Dropshipping is something I would be happy to talk more about in a future video. If you're interested, just type in dropshipping in the comments so I'll know how many people are interested in learning more about dropshipping. But for now, we're going to focus on products that you would be shipping yourself. So we could really consider this step to just be add products to your Shopify store, which is definitely a great place to start, because that is the primary reason you have a Shopify store, is to actually sell your products. Okay, and let's back up. I want you to understand something about Shopify. So their products are inputted in a separate place from the online store, and they are separate. So that means that they are not related to your theme design or your sales channels. Your products are just a separate part that you can decide what sales channel they will live on. So by sales channels, I mean your online store, which is your website, or if you want to later add other sales channels like Facebook, Etsy, Pinterest, Google, etc. Those are sales channels that your products are sold on, but your products are in a separate part of Shopify. So focusing on step number 1, let's go to our products. So right over here on the left, underneath orders, we can click products. And we don't have anything yet, so the find products to sell is suggesting drop shipping apps, or we can add our products. So let's go ahead and add one. So this brings us to the product dashboard in Shopify. So let's add a product, and I'm going to add a journal. So this is a journal with photos that I found from unsplash.com, which are free, royalty-free stock photos. So for your product title, I'm often asked about how to title them, especially related to SEO and especially for people who have been on Etsy, where on Etsy you might see a title with like hashtags or like long keywords. You don't need that in Shopify. You really just want to describe your product or whatever it would be called in kind of a more normal fashion. For our description, there's some formats that I like to follow, and this is advice from my friend and e-commerce copyright expert, Anna Bradshaw. So she suggests starting with a chunk of text, having a bullet point list, then another chunk of text. And that's typically how I do it. So I'm going to put in my description. So here's my little short blurb at the beginning, and then I'm going to put in my list. So to get my bullets, I need to click these 3 dots, and then I can have my list options right there. So I'm going to do the bulleted list. And I'm going to put in my dimensions. Okay, so there's our description. Now I'm going to add my media, my product images, or video. So I have downloaded these images from Unsplash for free, and I'm going to select all of them and just drag them right in. So they'll upload into the media area here. So let's talk briefly about product photos. I want to have the most clear shot, which is this product photo here, as my first image. Then my next images, these are all great because they're showing the product in use. They are lifestyle photos. They also help people understand the scale, since it has a hand next to it, a laptop next to it, and a vase next to it. They're a little aspirational as well, and they have different angles, close-ups. So this is a great suite of product photos so that someone would understand what this actual journal is. If we only had this product photo, while this is a nice product photo, it definitely doesn't tell the whole picture there. Okay, another step that's helpful to do with your photos is to add your alt text. So that is text that Google will see, search engine sees. Since Google can't actually see your photo, it also helps anyone else who can't see your photo for accessibility reasons to know what the photo actually is. So it's a good SEO practice for search engine optimization. It's also a good just human-centered design practice for accessibility. So to access the alt settings, we need to double-click on this photo, which isn't working for me right now. So I'm going to try to save and see if I can access alt settings after that. So let's see. Okay, that worked. So double click on your image and it brings you to see the image in large size. You do have cropping and rotating options here. You can draw on the image, which I wouldn't typically recommend. I'm not sure why you'd use that. And you can also resize it here. So over here on the top right is our alt text. So click here and you can write in your alt text and you just type it right directly in here. So we just want to be describing this photo as if someone can't see it. So we're not trying to use keywords necessarily here in that way. I like to briefly describe about the background as well. Next to a plant pot. Next to a plant pot. That's good. So I'm going to save that. Now if we want to go to the next photo, we can use our right arrow key and that'll bring us right to the next one to make this a little bit easier to do. So pink hardcover journal on a wood desk next to a laptop is how I'm describing that one. And then over here on the next one, person's hand opening journal with page design. And our next pink hardcover journal with focus on a table next to a vase. And next, woman writing in a journal at a coffee table with glasses next to her. Okay, I think those were all of our images. So now I'm going to exit out of here. So now scrolling down, let's stick with the left column, then we'll talk about the right column. So on the left, next is our price. So I'm going to set this at $24. If I wanted it to be on sale, let's say it's on sale for $24 and the normal price is $30, that would indicate, if we put at the compare up price at $30, then that would indicate the sale price. But this is not on sale, this is the full price at $24. Most of the time you're going to want to have charge tax on this product selected. And your cost per item. So this is helpful for when you're doing your expenses, if you know how much this product actually costs you to fulfill. And I'm going to say it costs $12 for me. And then we can see the margin and the profit right here. And note that your customers do not see that. Now your SKU is optional to input, but can definitely be helpful. And same with your barcode. If you want to generate a barcode, you can do so for free with Shopify's barcode generator, which is at shopify.com/tools/barcode-generator. Now you have your track quantity and your continue selling when out of stock options. So for most people, you will want to track your quantity, and up to you on if you want to be able to continue selling your product after your quantity has reached 0 or not. So choose that. Under location, if you have multiple locations, you can manage where your inventory is at, how much you have at each location. And now below that, we have our shipping settings. If it's not a physical product, you'll untick this box. And for physical products, I highly recommend you input the weight of your product. And you can choose right here if you want to do it in ounces. I'm going to say mine is 10 ounces. For your customs information, you'll go ahead and put in where you're shipping the product from. And your HS code is not necessary for all products, but if you're going to be shipping internationally, it's definitely helpful to have. And it's pretty easy to find for most products. So I'm also going to see what comes up if I type in journal, and then I can see the different options that I have. So I'm going to choose this one, the other, for my code here. Now let's talk about product options. So for this product, it's really just the pink focus journal. Let's pretend for this example, I have a blue focus journal as well, and I want it to be on the same product listing, and I want someone to be able to choose either pink or blue. If that's the case, then I would click, yes, this product has options, and here's where I could put in my option. So these are some ideas for different options, but if you have something completely different, you can just type that in. But for this, I'm going to choose color. And my option, I'm going to have, well, actually first I need to put in pink because that's my primary one. And then my other option is blue. So after I do that, it's going to create these two variants. So if I did have a pink one and a blue one, then I would definitely want to put in a blue focus journal picture as well. So I could upload that right here. Let's say the blue one costs more for some reason. When I'm going to do that one's $29. So you have all these options here. And you can put in your different SKUs, your barcodes, and the quantity that you have. But I actually only want to have the pink focus journal, so I'm going to uncheck this. Now we get to the bottom of this, which is the search engine listing. Typically you won't need to change anything here, but just take a quick glance at it and make sure, okay, this looks good, focus journal. This is another reason why it's helpful to start with the phrase rather than with bullets for the search engine listing. Okay, so we've gone through the whole left column. We have the right column now. So on the right, we have our product status. So it can either be active or draft. So you don't have to immediately publish your product if you don't want to, and you have a live store. In this example, we just started our Shopify store. It's not live, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to keep it at active. Here's our sales channel. So by default, let me click manage here. We have only the online store. As we add more sales channels like Facebook, Pinterest, Google, etc., we can have the option to have this product only be available on Google or only on our online store and not on Google. So that's where you manage that right here. And insights, that will show up after we get some sales on our focus journal. Now, product organization. So this is helpful to fill out, as they mentioned right here in this little help text, that it does affect your US tax rates. So Shopify guessed, after I put in my information, that this is a general office supply. So I can accept that or remove it. And I'm going to try just searching journal and see, okay, there's not, I'm going to try it as a notebook. Okay, I'm going to do notebooks and notepads for this. That feels more accurate than general office supply. Now, this is just for our own internal organization over here. So remember, if you're an Etsy person and you're used to all those keywords that are actually going to help you with SEO on Etsy, not the case over here on Shopify. So we really just want to have things that are going to be helpful for us in our organization and also in our collections, which is how you're going to group your products on Shopify. Because for instance, let's say you want to have a product grouping or a collection of journals, then I would want to call this journal so that I could create a collection based on journals. So product type here, I'm going to call this my journal. The vendor by default is going to be the name of my store. I can keep that if that's accurate, or if it's from another third party, then I could title it differently. This does not need to be public if you don't want it to be on your online store. Collections by default, this is going to go in my homepage collection, which is something Shopify just gives you. I'm going to remove that. I don't actually use a homepage collection typically. Now for tags, same thing. This is really for our internal organization. So I'm going to use the tag pink because I want to have a collection in the future that is going to be all pink products. So think of it that way. It's also really easy to add your tags later. You can do so by bulk as well with the bulk editor. So don't feel too hung up on if you're not sure what to put here. You can just leave tags blank. And then our theme template is going to be default because that's the only template we have for our store, which is fine. So we're ready and let's save. We've created our product. Let's go ahead and preview it. So this is just, again, totally brand new Shopify store. We have not even added a theme, although the theme by default here is Dawn. And here's what it looks like. Oh, so let's notice it says it's sold out. So let's go back to our products. And that's because in our amount we have available, I never adjusted that. So if I don't want it to be sold out, two things that I could do. I could continue selling when out of stock and it won't show as sold out, but it does show for me that I have 0. But I'm going to say that I have 20 and save that. And I'm not going to continue selling when out of stock. So I'll save that there. And now when I go back to the preview, I'm going to refresh that. Now it's available to buy. Continue adding your products and you're one step closer to launching your Shopify store.